This is the kind of thing that they support. If you look in the California state legislature, for instance, there are laws that a majority of the leftist legislatures that have been elected by the people vote for. They voted to ban the sale of Bibles if they are targeted at changing someone's sexual preferences. Liberals are on record voting for policies that are discriminatory towards Christians. That's why I generalize and say the left in general. But go ahead and make your point.
Okay, fine. So you'll make those generalizations, and I'll generalize about Trump supporters from Richard Spencer. I don't think you want me to do that either. So
you know that's a false equivalency.
Okay, fine. I disagree. But let's talk about this case, because in this case, what the left is standing up for is a little something called equal rights. I want to read you the quote from the transgender lawyer. Her name is Miss Scardina. She said, quote, "The woman on the phone at the bakery did not object to my request for a birthday cake until I told her I was celebrating my transition." So, therefore, this is a case where the baker was going to bake the cake until he was told what the customer was. What was the identity of the customer? To me, that sounds an awful lot like somebody saying, my religious beliefs say that I don't bake cakes for interracial couples because it violates my religious principles.
I'm so glad you read that quote.
Wait, let me finish. Please let me finish. I must finish. Segregationists justified their rejection of interracial marriage and their support for segregation on Scripture. You know that. As civil rights leaders justified their anti-segregation beliefs also based on Scripture. So what we're seeing with this baker is that he's using religious beliefs to justify discrimination. If you can't use the Bible to justify refusing an interracial couple, then you can't use the Bible to justify rejecting a transgender customer for the same cake you would have baked for him if he just called and asked for a birthday cake that was pink on the inside and blue on the outside.
Okay, with all due respect, I want to tell you right now why you're wrong. And I'm really glad that you brought up that quote, because it actually shows that this baker is not discriminating against that person. You and I both agree, Ian, that if a transgender individual or a gay individual, as happened before with Jack Phillips, walked into the store and Jack Phillips said, listen, because of your sexual orientation or because of your gender identity, I cannot serve you. Please get out of my store. You and I both agree that that's wrong. That's discrimination. He shouldn't be allowed to do that. That is not what happened here. Actually, the quote that you provided proves that that is not what happened here, because Jack Phillips does not want to use his creative expression, his First Amendment right to free speech and artistic expression, to celebrate something that is religiously and morally objectionable to him. It doesn't have anything to do with the individual. It has to do with the celebration of whatever it is, whether it's a gender transition that he's opposed to or a gay marriage that he's opposed to. And that quote that you provided proves that he would have been happy. He was happy. He said he was happy to provide any other type of cake, any other type of product in his store to that person. He didn't say no to the person because the person was transgender. He said no to celebrating a transition, which is an event that he is morally opposed to.